Hey everybody, this is a review of the Saddleback leather coin purse, as it's called. I guess I'm one of those alpha male types that hates the P word, so I always refer to this as a wallet, but nevertheless it's a historical term, so it sticks, I suppose. This is the Saddleback coin case in chestnut, so it's somewhat hard to tell any light, but I think you can see that at least the texture is slightly different than it would be if it were brown, which takes every mark that, basically manifests from the slightest, nuanced like bump or even from anything. So let's just have a quick look around. You can see, compared to the Apple like AirPods, say, how big it is. It's too big I carry in a front pocket. And it's, for other reasons, also impractical for that purpose. You see two very prominent copper rivets, the strong leather rivets you can create. Okay. There's the tongue, stitched to the bottom part of the case, and closable with a Sam Brown stud, which I think is one of the leather locking mechanisms, if not the simplest and least fallible. Let's hurry and quickly open this up so I don't spend too much talking like I know I've done in my other videos. Apologies. As you can see, the stitching again is class. You just appreciate the detail like I do, especially the awkwardness of putting the seam together. You can see how angular the joint, so to speak, is, the suture between this edge of the leather side. And I like how they've obviously worked so hard to stitch with minimal perimeter this belt keeper, I guess you could say, for the tongue to maintain its security when it's hooked over the Sam Brown stud. Anyway, not missing a beat, they line the inside completely with pigskin, so not an exposed part of the flesh of the flesh side of the leather that they use here. This is a usual sign of the times. Almost no money, copper really. You can see the inside of the Sam stud here, the true blue logo of Mr. Munson. You can see that again, all perfectly lined with beautiful mission grain pigskin. There's the inside, you can see, of the copper rivets I mentioned right here. One there and the other one here. So it prevents when you open it properly, unless you're really trying to be careless, coins don't fall out, which is kind of cool. It's like the apocalyptic coin wallet, you could say. Now, the most important thing that you're probably already in the video is, other than this hinge here, right here, that I've got my thumb and other finger against, this case, which I think in some cases and sometimes is a drawback, but it's lined with, it's excuse me, it's insulated, I guess you could say, with very rigid, I think very thin polypropylene plastic of some sort. This, you can see how this is quite, well, I'm not sure that renders on the video, but very, very tough, and that's what gives it identity. Now, it's, I've had this for a couple of years now, as it came out in Texas, actually, when I was in Texas, and I remember, this having about literally the same shape. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's molded or given in any context. The only part that's moved you can see is the slight, you can see kind of evolution of the so-called hinge here, but that's all makes it probably something that will last even longer, in keeping with the Dave Munson Saddleback ethos. But it's a beautiful coin. It's not practical for keeping in your pocket, certainly, which, it would just look, unsightly and lead to jokes and innuendos and, well, not sure about what actually, but you get the idea. It's just, it's not something you can carry in anything other than, I think, like a suitcase, or a briefcase, or sort of like travel sack. I keep it in my backpack personally. on the way to work, and if I need, I have to, go back if I'm out to lunch with the guy from the office. Go back to my rucksack to grab change. I can't just carry it with me. I mean, if I do, I'll end up carrying it, freehand, which just leads to loads of questions about what it is, and sometimes warranted, but sometimes I think people just think it's weird looking, carrying it around. But I got actually a funny comment about a colleague. He thought this was a sporn, very iconic fish shield that, or cover, I suppose I should say, that covers a man's, frontal part over the kilt, which has got various emblematic historicity. So look that history up. But obviously, besides the size of this, there's a little resemblance. So anyway, just a bit of 2 cents. Hopefully, helps make an informed decision. The price is still $39, and I think that's what it was a couple of years ago when it first came out. So give it a trick. If you're just making your foray into the Saddleback catalog, this is a good fit. Although if you're overseas like I am, this is an expensive investment because the shipping and the customs will inevitably exceed the actual item itself. So let me know. I'll upload, if anybody cares to, the shorter follow-up video of the coffee brown. I don't think it adds anything other than maybe you see different, better light of the features. It's exactly the same in every other respect, construction respect. Until next time, thanks.